Hey, hey. All right. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. You can find any way to contact me across the top. You can buy a candle. You can cash at me, super chat me. All donations are appreciated. All candle orders are even more appreciated. So there's that. And happy Valentine's Day. I actually ended one stream to start another stream. So I'm going to jump right into it. And that is the medical examiner released a 47-page document of Brian Laundrie's autopsy. One of the reasons this case caught my eye initially was because it's located 10 minutes from where I grew up. I have friends over there. That's what got me into it initially. Then, like everybody else, I was taken by the whole story. One thing I will say is I didn't get thousands of followers from this case, and that's okay, but I seem to have been right from the beginning of everything that I called, including they were looking for a dead body initially. So all the people that stated, oh, he's still alive, I really hope they apologize. But I know most of them are too narcissistic to apologize, but they really do owe the Petitos an apology. And they even owe the Laundries an apology. So the medical examiner released the 47-page document. I'm going to go through it with you guys. And yeah, I did get UJ dubs, but it's true. A lot of people went with the conspiracy theorists. A lot of people were naturally drawn to the speculation, the what ifs. I kept my channel as true as can be with everything, but everything with facts, nothing with speculation, not sensationalism. That's what not speculation, sensationalism. So I was actually one of the few that reported that they believed that he was dead all along. That's why they were looking in the areas they were looking in, because they were looking for a dead body. They knew he killed himself, or they believed he killed himself from everything they knew. That's why they spent time in the swamp. I actually just read something really quick in the report that I find interesting. I'm going to get to it later, but I'll tell you guys since I just brought it up. When they found his stuff, his tent had never been pitched. So it seems to me, and that was just one little paragraph, but it seems to me that did the parents know that he was going there to kill himself? And did he legit say, yes, I have a tent, I'm just going to go camping for a few days, and decided the heat was too much? I don't mean physical heat. I mean the heat on him was too much, and he just ended his life immediately. I don't know. But, yeah, nothing. All right. So the beginning of this report I kind of skimmed through. Basically, just how they were discovered. Advised a massive search had been ongoing in the Carlton Reserve for several weeks by multiple agencies for a 23-year-old white male, Brian Christopher Laundrie, date of birth November 18, 1997. On October 20th, 2021, at approximately 08:20 hours, search groups found a backpack and shoes that were identified as belonged to Brian Laundrie. Personal belongings were surrounded by apparent skeletal human remains that were scattered on top of the dirt ground. I was informed that the evidence response team from the FBI, along with the cadaver with electronic detection dogs, were responding to a scene to assist in locating human remains. So then it goes on and on about that. At 1700 hours, same date, Investigator Kavanagh, Investigator Loveridge, and I arrived on scene. We were transported to the location of the apparent human remains. Upon arrival, we met with the team. They gave team members. Both scenes were marked with orange flags that indicated apparent human. So now you know that. People were talking about what signs mean, what colors mean. In Florida, I don't know if it's everywhere, but in Florida, orange flags indicated human remains, or human and or animal remains. So any kind of remains are done by orange flags, not purple, orange. And red flags indicate personal effects. So if you see red flags and orange flags, it means that there's bones of some kind, as well as red flags, personal effects. So now we can cover red and orange. I photographed the scene as I observed with the Nikon camera. Examine the skeletal remains. Had total exposure of the outside elements. A winding, walking, and vehicular trail ran into a northwest. Skeletal remains and personal effects were in plain sight and scattered among the dirt ground. The main scene contained human remains that included a right and left scapula, a right humerus, a left and right femur, 2 tibias, 2 fibulas, 2 clavicles, 2 pelvis, 1 right ulna, 1 right radius, a sacrum, multiple ribs, multiple skull fragments, along with the maxilla, mandible, and approximately 25 vertebrae. So a lot of people who believed that he was alive also had the impression that the only thing they found was a skull or partial remains of a skull. I even think the news was reporting partial remains of a skull. There was actually a lot more bones than just a skull. Really in plain sight. That caught me too, Jen. A main scene also contained personal effects, a pair of green shorts, a green belt, 2 slip-on shoes, a backpack with unknown contents, a white metal ring, and an unknown type of handgun. Which, again, I'll give Molly credit. That's exactly what Marissa said. They found a gun. And everyone denied it. The news reporters denied it. FBI denied it. Everyone denied it. It's exactly what Marissa said. When she called me, they had the gun. So she was right. I'll give credit where credit is due. I was informed that a dry bag was located, contained a journal, along with a wooden box that contained a small notebook. Oh, that's why it was reserved. Because his notebook was in a wooden box. I wonder if that was intentionally so the notebook would stay intact. And a photographic picture of Brian Laundrie. Why would Brian have a picture of himself? I was advised that there were additional photograph pictures, but the contents were undisclosed to me at that time. At 2,000 hours, same date, all personnel from the District 12 medical examiner cleared the scene. But the difference is they didn't want that. I know, but Candy, I'm just saying, she was there, so she called me and said there was a gun found, and then it disappeared. Same date, all personnel from the District 12 cleared the scene. Yeah, that's interesting. The notebook was in a wooden box. Investigator Kavanaugh transported skeletal human remains that included cranial bones, maxilla with existing teeth, and mandible with existing teeth that were processed by the evidence response, the FBI of Sarasota. The remains were logged into the morgue at 2:21 hours, same date. She contacted his dentist to compare dental records. They were his. Additional bones from the decedent's left arm bones within the main scene. Yeah, they had almost a full body. I don't know why this wasn't released. Why anyone that saw this report didn't release this. It would have shut up a lot of the conspiracies. We made contact with Carrie, team leader at FBI. Main scene was divided into 3 zones, which were designated for sifting purposes. Zone 1 contained remains of the upper torso, upper extremities, and head. Zone 2 contained remains of the lower vertebrae and sacrum. Zone 3 contained remains of his left arm bones. Systematic search was conducted by all agencies involved for the recovery of additional human remains. 16:05, same date, I contacted Brasota, move remains. Okay, At 16:20 hours, same date, I was contacted by Director Winterhall to advise the forensic positively identified human remains at 23-year-old Brian Laundrie. His date of birth, November 18th. Date of death, I guess, would be October 20th. Additional human remains and animal remains, along with personal effects. He's a further report. Sarasota Medical. Detective Kell informed us that Decadent was last known live at September 13th when he left his residence to go hiking in the Carlton Reserve. The Decadent did not return home. September 14th, the Decadent's vehicle was located in the parking lot. September 17th, Decadent was reported to the Northport Police Department as a missing person. During this time period, it rained for several days, which caused portions of the Carlton Reserve to be flooded. On October 7th, the flooding receded to the point where the Carlton Reserve was hikeable again. On October 26th, contacted the parents. I directed Mr. and Miss Laundrie to contact blah, blah, blah. Decadent did not take any medication and no known primary care physician. When I asked about Decadent's social history, Laundrie said they did not want to provide that information. Okay, that's a little weird. All right. Firearm that was collected and evaluated. Firearm was a European American Arms 38 Special on barrel, 357 Magnum, other side of barrel. Based upon the markings and appearance, firearm was a Windicator revolver. The cylinder contained 2 live rounds and 1 spent round of ammunition. On November 9th, 2021, returned the Decadent's remains to the office, photographed the reconstructed remains with a Nikon camera. Yeah, they had almost a full body. On November 11th, two sections of femur bone and a tooth were retained for DNA analysis. November 19th, the notification was a confirmation of the identity. So they confirmed it twice. Not once, but twice. All right, the additional info is immediately provided. November 23rd, Decadent's parents and discussed their son's death certificate certification. All right, scene investigation. Cadaver dogs and other search groups continue to lay out the area where the remains were found. Hold on, vape pit. Descendant, whatever. Decadent, descendant, whatever. Descendant. All right, they're given the area. Afternoon, day 1, afternoon is warm and dry. Transported from the park entrance to the scene in an ATV, which ultimately headed in northwest direction for approximately a mile. Ground is moderately dry with lower areas having both damp and wet spots. Several tarps and canopies have been set up. All right. We are told upon arrival the area where the remains had been located was previously under up to possibly more than 3 feet of water for an extended period of time. We don't know if that's true. That's just their way of getting out of it. You're welcome, Kathy. Human remain, animal remains, and evidence had been marked with labeled flags. Walk in the main scene, human remains. I went through that already. The tent was still in the backpack and was not set up. So within 10 to 20 feet west of the larger cranial fragments, which is head fragments, is a green backpack with associated gear, including a tent and flares. The tent was still in the backpack and was never set up. not set up. Approximately 250 feet east in what initially designated the secondary scene area, multiple animal bones were identified. A piece of paper and a red hat with the logo Moab Coffee Roasters are noted in a grassy area. We're informed that an apparent dry bag was located in another area, which contained a journal with a wooden box that contained a small notebook and photographs. Some of the photographs include Brian. Prior to leaving the scene, samples for human remains, 9 teeth, contain mandible with 15 teeth. These are to be examined. Yeah, these, Day 2. Arrived back at the scene 15 minutes prior. FBI evidence collected all bones the evening prior and labeled them into collection evidence. Team leader Harvey, 5 container remains. All right. Zone 1 container remains, including those of the upper torso, right upper and lower extremities, and head. Zone 2, several lower vertebrae in the sacrum, and Zone 3 had left upper extremity bones. The handgun and white metal ring. I don't know what a white metal ring is. Each zone is excavated to approximately 6 centimeters. All right. At approximately 1625, one of the members of the FBI response team discovered a projectile with her metal detector approximately 50 to 60 feet of the area where the skull fragments and handgun were initially located. This is in approximately 6 inches of dirt. Exactly, Candy. If this isn't proof that he's dead, and I don't know what is. From the park staging area, packed bags from scene 2. The scene is consistent with skeletal remains of a single individual that appear consistent with a moderately young male. Cranial fragmentation and presence of a handgun are consistent with a gunshot injury of the head. Full osteologic examination and cranial reconstruction will be performed to identify potential specific gunshot evidence. All non-human remains evidence collected by the FBI for further workup evaluation. Overall documented geographic evidence with data point, location, diagrams, and reports are to be completed by the FBI. I cleared the scene at 1745. This is ongoing preliminary nature. All right. Report of the big stuff. Well, report of autopsy. Scattered bones positively remained. All right, a lot of this just repeating already. No soft tissue remains, but minimal. Cranium is in multiple pieces and fragments, as will be discussed below. Most of the bones have dark discoloration consistent with the dark soil material where the bones were recovered. All right, bones are designated HR human remains. So we know HR1 is human remains. Through HR 103 as packaged by the evidence response team. The only exceptions to routine chronologic numbering system are 1. All right, so if anybody wants to know what these things are, it'd be your best interest to learn them. Right and left maxima, mandible with 15 teeth, left something bone with portion of the temporal bone. Yeah, they had a lot of bones. This was not, oh, we only have a skull, a piece of a skull. Where's the rest of his body? I mean, everybody thought the rest of his body was eaten by animals or something. So in all, they gathered 103 pieces of bone or evidence that they collected. That's a lot. In summary, the vast majority of the skeleton is recovered, so they had most of his body. Cranium is extensively fragmented with the mandible generally intact and the lower aspect of the maxilla generally intact, each with some teeth. So basically, he didn't put a gun in his mouth. Missing bones include 1 mandibular tooth, 5 maxillary teeth, up to 5 craniofacial bone fragments, with a moderately large area of the left temporal, lower left parietal, and superior wing of the left sphenoid bone absent. Also absent are the hyoid bone and thyroid and cricoid cartilages. I'm not even going to try. An xiphoid process is absent. The ethmoid and lacrimal bones are absent, as are both patelli, whatever. For completeness and quantity of tarsals, metatarsals, flanges, and all bones, please refer to the separate osteologic examination. Evidence of injury. Consist of carnivores and are omnivores, including canines such as feral dogs and coyotes, along with rodents and raccoons. All right. Soft tissue decomposition and moderate to extensive animal predation are noted. Cranium will be reconstructed, further evaluation. 27 cranial fragments of various sizes, along with the mandible, have been reconstructed. 8 additional small fragments, thin sinus fragments, were not reconstructed. The reconstructed skull is near complete, having the majority of the major cranial bones, and creates a clear picture of perimortem trauma as to be discussed. All right, so it was a gunshot wound to the head. Gunshot wound enters the left side of his head, causing an area of extensive fracturing, where the majority of the left temporal bone is absent, along with extreme inferior aspects of the left partial bone, and portions of the posterior left sphenoid wing. So he was probably a lefty. 5.5 centimeter bone absent is noted, without definitive circular or semicircular defect and or beveling, due to bone absence. The presumed exact entrance point is centered in this defect and is estimated approximately 5.8 centimeters below the top of the cranium. Exit wound is located on the right middle inferior partial bone, just above the apex of the temporal bone, and is measured 4.5. All right. This just goes on. All right. He had no drugs or alcohol in his system. Report of osteological examination. See if there's anything in here. I hope they do too, but look how long it took them to release that he had a gun. Alright, this is all just stuff we wouldn't understand anyway. Just talks about all the gunshot to the wound and all the bones. That's it. Damn, they took out the pictures. Well, that sucks. I like these pictures. They blacked them all out. Lame. Totally lame. But I'm sick like that, so. Yeah, the left side. Unfair, exactly. Alright, postpartum interval. Oh, I absolutely feel for the Laundrie family, Candy. And I always have. Probably hash brown. Like, you can find a lot of autopsy pictures. It's really up to whoever gets them, the medical examiner. There are a lot that are released. I don't understand any of this, so it don't matter. Oh, that's it. Source of the items, section of left proximal femur. Yeah, this is all DNA talk. This is the appendix. The dental. The fact that the maxillae and the mandible are intact, and I was able to make direct comparisons in this identification with x-rays and chart notes, there's a high degree of certainty this victim is Brian Laundrie. Now someone will run with that. All right. All remains, x-rays, post-mortem, and anti-mortem, and photos are with the District 12 Medical Examiner's Office. That's who we have to contact. Patient's last visit, he was 17. He needed a dentist. All right, so a couple things to note. Let me go back up. A couple things that I noticed or that I took note of. He solely went there to commit suicide. Did his parents know? And that's a really good discussion for Thursday with what would you do? Would you have let him walk out the house? Think about that. That's what this week's What Would You Do topic is going to be. The Laundrie parents. And would you have let your kid leave? Don't answer it now. Save it. Lateral postpartum radiographs of the skull. Yeah, it's all blocked. For conversation's sake, the part of his parents zip in regard. Yeah, that's weird. Maybe he did have like Asperger's or something. His parents absolutely knew they would be visiting the son at the prison or at the cemetery. They let him leave, and that sealed their choice. Yeah, but Jerry, the point is, would you let your kid leave knowing he's going to kill himself? Yeah, save it. It's just something I want you guys to think about. I don't feel bad for the Laundrie parents because the son would still be alive if they didn't let him leave. Don't come. Well, that's one way to look at it. But at the end of the day, their parents still their kids still committed suicide. Another thing, point out, they had a full body. And also their story about it being underwater makes sense when they talk about the soil. But I think it's interesting that Brian kept the notebook in a wooden box because a wooden box wouldn't get ruined underwater. That's why they were able to say that we can recover some of it because it wasn't underwater for years. It was in a wooden box that probably stayed pretty intact. So that was him planning ahead, premeditation. Read the part about animal activity on the body. Oh, that was saying that moderate to extensive animal predation are noted. Most of the distal long bones have moderately extensive carnivore activity. Evidenced by multiple gouging and gnawing marks. These areas are consistent with carnivores and or omnivores, including canines such as feral dogs and coyotes, along with rodents and raccoons. The cranium will be reconstructed. That's the part. Yeah, right here. Any mention of phones? No. No, they actually didn't show a phone at all. Descendant, I know. Well, I keep saying decadent. I don't know. I'm thinking chocolate. I don't understand why they didn't find him on the first day of search. They say it was underwater. They took the coward's way out. Unaliving yourself is mental illness. I agree with that too. Sweet Bee, that's an excellent point. Sweet Bee says, I get so angry when people say they took the coward's way out. Unaliving yourself is mental illness. Stop the stigma. It's so heartbreaking for family survivors of suicide victims. They didn't say a gator. They never mentioned a water bottle. Let me go back to the beginning where they talk about what they found. All right, that's his skeletal inventory. Evidence of injury. Would have been further back. All right, just focusing on the bones. Let me go up to the police report. Scene investigation. All right, this is what I want. Human remains, animal remains, and evidence had been marked. Hold on. All right. Within 10 to 20 feet west of the larger cranial fragments is a green backpack with associated gear, including a tent and flares. In all fairness, associated gear to me would include a water bottle, maybe. The tent was still in the backpack and was not set up or pitched. Approximately 250 feet east in what was initially designed the secondary scene area, multiple animal bones, a piece of paper with a red hat with the logo Moab Coffee Roasters are noted in a grassy area. We are informed that an apparent dry bag was located in another area approximately 250 feet southwest of the main area, which contained a journal along with a wooden box that contained a small notebook and photographs. Nothing about a water bottle. Nothing about a water bottle, nothing about phones. Then they go back to the human remains. Now, in all fairness, wouldn't they... Yeah, but Glenda, a lot of people also said that there was, in one of her TikToks, you see the video. You see that water bottle. In one of Olivia's TikToks, that you see that same water bottle. Just saying. These are added. Yeah, this is mostly focusing on... I don't believe it either, Nikki. Yeah, seriously. Who was the gun registered to? This report doesn't say that. It doesn't say who it was. But he was an adult. I mean, it could have been registered to him. Someone commits suicide after they kill someone. Is it considered mental? Yeah, because they killed someone. He killed someone he allegedly loved. So yes, that would be some kind of mental illness. Don't forget, if this went down the way the police are saying it went down, like he was above water and then it rained so much and he went underwater, the animal's bones that they found could have gone underwater with him. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't say much. I think that's all the police said they found. But remember, his parents said he didn't have a lot. He had a gun registered to him. His parents claimed the gun was missing. They didn't know if it was theirs or his. All right, so one thing I'm not sure about, it says within 10 to 20 feet west of the larger cranial fragments is a green backpack with associated gear, including a tent and flares. Are they saying that the only things in there are tent and flares? Or associated gear plus tent and flares? I mean, they named everything else. I don't see why they wouldn't say anything. So Brian in the van a few times the first week he was home. He had the van backed into some woods. Doug has been checking those woods to see if he got rid of things. I agree. Thank God for dental records. Can you please say that again about the water bottle? Yeah, Olivia had a TikTok. I saw I don't remember where, but I saw the screenshot. One of Olivia's TikToks, she had the same water bottle before we even knew who Gabby Petito was. And I don't believe that they found a water bottle. They're too, what's the word I'm looking for? Too, like if you go to Olivia's TikTok, her and Andrea have these signs. It's weird. It's like they're trying to get like their 15 minutes of fame is what it looks like. 10 steaks. Okay. That would make sense. Oh, no, I'm serious. I saw the screenshot. I just don't remember which TikTok it was or who sent me the screenshot. But I remember seeing the screenshot. Could they tell how long the body been there? No, but I honestly think the FBI would lie anyway because they botched the case so bad. So I don't doubt that they would lie anyway. Phone specifically in the woods because her phone was turned off September 1st when he got back. They don't say that. They don't mention phones at all. They are too staged. I agree. I mean, go to Olivia's TikTok. It's weird. Like, they're holding a sign about a water bottle. Like, oh my God. Really? And it was fucking weird. The police didn't want I think Andrew's about as credible to the police as Jody Sue is to Tennessee police. Just saying. Doug from MP has been searching for her phone. I think her phone is still in the other place. And John's quick recap. They released Brian's medical full autopsy, and we were just going through it. Oh no, Sweepy, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. In order to kill someone, you have to have mental illness. And then to kill yourself. A lot of murderers would never think to kill themselves. That's why I don't believe he was a narcissist or anything. Maybe Asperger's, that's possible. And that could also, you know, I laughed at people when they originally said it, but think about it. Brian was awkward. He was awkward in videos. He was awkward with the police. He just seemed awkward, which is Asperger's. You know, I wouldn't look at him and say he's autistic, and nobody fight with me the autistic fight. But they are two, Asperger's, autism fight. I know they're two different things. I have a son with Asperger's. And I have friends with autism kids. They are different. But if you look at him, he didn't seem like he had full-on autism. But definitely could have been autistic with that kind of weirdness kind of thing. Awkwardness. And then his mom saying that she didn't want to discuss his social aspect. That kind of makes me think he had Asperger's. High functioning, absolutely. They say he was very intelligent. Oh my God. Sleeping Beauty, come on now. He was definitely high functioning, but he was awkward. I think he was planning on hiding and then... See, I don't think so. I think he didn't know what to do. Which would explain the frequent fighting. Perhaps he didn't... I totally agree, Verika. I don't believe he took the coward's way out at all. Killing yourself is not a coward's way out. I don't know why people say that. Ending your life, putting a gun to your head is not an easy way out. I couldn't do it. That takes a lot. A lot to be able to put a gun to your own head and end your life forever. I mean, people grasp at, you know, not dying. They don't want to die. They want to hold on as long as nobody wants to die. I mean, some people do. They commit suicide, but I agree with that too, Hash Brown. I think he threw a phone on the way out too. It's not cowardly. People think it's a coward's way out. It's not. Because he wanted to get his shit in order. He wanted to make sure that everything was... he wanted to say goodbye to everybody. He knew what he was going to do. Desiree, I agree with that too. Chris Watts should have taken that easy way out. He could have nonverbal learning disorder, uppermost edge of Asperger's. I don't know about learning, though. Most Asperger's are very intelligent. And school-wise, too. Exactly. It takes an enormous amount of courage to pull a trigger. I absolutely agree with that. And he was only 18. Very sad. He didn't know what to do. So he went to his element. His mind was his worst enemy. I agree. Chris Watts was a coward and a psychopath. I agree with that too. I agree, Hash Brown. And he knew it was, you know, once Gabby's parents, like, when he first left Moab, I don't think he thought about going home and committing suicide. I don't believe that. I think when Gabby's parents started calling him, he had no idea which way to go or what to do. That's when he thought about it. That's my opinion. I agree with that too, Candy, and I hope to never have to join that club. Knock on wood 1,000 times. I don't have any wood. Here's wood. It's not something I ever want to experience. Whoop. I think that sensation, he wasn't going to that park to zen out. He went there with a tent. He didn't leave the tent in the car. He went there with a tent. My uncle took his life the same way. He also left a note. It was so hard, he put it all in the note. Chris Watts is a piece of shit because he offed his family. He should have offed himself. I agree with that too. We don't know what was in the note, but I found it interesting. Personally, I find it extremely interesting that whatever was in that notebook, he wanted it reserved because he put it in a wooden box. Almost like putting a note in a bottle. Like he wanted it reserved. Well, according to the autopsy, according to the report, it does seem like they know it's a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Probably the way his arm was, I don't know. Oh, nonverbal learning disorder is unable to read social cues. Probably. And why did the potatoes not get Gab's stuff back? I don't know. That's not in here. Chris Watts was caught too fast. I agree with that. He definitely was. Chris was convicted. He was going to get away with it. I honestly think there was more to his plan, but he didn't get to it because of Nicole. Possibly. He cleaned up the house pretty damn fast. That's another thing. Speaking of Chris Watts, a lot of people want to go on the fact that, he must have killed the girls at the house. He couldn't have. He cleaned it up too quick. Right hand dominated with left side. GSW. I call bullshit. All right. Well, he was... If I was going to shoot myself, I'm a lefty. I'm going to do it on my left side. I'm not going to do it on my right side. I'm certainly not... If I'm a righty, I'm certainly not going this way. So I think Brian Laundrie was a lefty. He was left-handed. That's... Yeah. The handwritten was found separate from the notebook. No, I don't believe so. There were two notebooks. There was a journal, and then there was a notebook. I may have said that opposite. Or a notebook found and a journal found inside. One of them was inside this wooden box. Maybe you should revisit Chris Watts' case. I would love to see your perspective. Oh, I've got tons of videos on Watts. I'm not going back there. No thanks. That'll open up a crazy can of worms. I'll tell you my thoughts on Chris Watts. He's guilty. Everything he said to the FBI agents in November or October, whenever that was, I believe. I don't believe anyone would make up a story like he made up about how he killed the kids. And I never thought Nicole was involved. Happy Valentine's Day, Desiree. I can't believe it's almost 1:30 already. I thought the note was found on scene 2 at the animal boat. There were two. It says that there were two notebooks. Let's see. It should be right in here. Okay. The dry bag was located in another area approximately 250 feet southwest of the main area, which contained a journal along with a wooden box that contained a small notebook and photographs. Why did they not have a private funeral? I don't know. Hey, Without Borders. Happy Valentine's Day. He put it in a wooden box. A note and a journal. That was didn't his parents take the dry bag? But it's not a single note. It's saying contained a journal along with a wooden box that contained a small notebook. I don't think the note was separated. The note was all contained. Oh, Amber, how do you like the book? It's different than Asperger and commonly misdiagnosed. as such, but they're very different. I don't think he had antisocial. I don't think he was a psycho. I really don't. Sarah, I've always fought with her on that. Do you guys think he planned on getting... No, I don't. I think he snapped. I absolutely think he snapped. Yeah, she does. She always has. His father found the dry bag. Deleted my comment. The fact he did what he did to those babies makes him the biggest piece of shit coward ever. Agreed. Whole situation makes me mad. The police letting him get away. The parents being complete. That's another thing. Totally off subject. But I heard, I think it was on Crude's, video of Betty Butthead talking about Candace and reporting her to the TBI. Candace can leave if she wanted. Candace is no more of a suspect than her mom is. Her mom is free to go. Candace is free to move wherever the fuck she wanted. Or leave or go on vacation. Like, she's a suspect because everyone's a suspect, but it's not a TBI issue. They would laugh at you. She's free to go wherever the fuck she wants. So I was listening to that yesterday, and I just wanted to throw that out there. Clearly states on the report he was right-handed on page 4 of 5, confirmed by his sister. On this report? Where? Here's page 4. What 4 of 5? This is 4 of 47. Because she stole name, it's already... I don't believe that, Valentina. You said page 4 of 5. What 4 of 5? The IRS couldn't care less, Valentina, so I don't believe that. I think that's a rumor. Yeah, this doesn't say anything about him being lefty or righty. Okay, hold on. It is. It's page 5. Detective Keller and lead agent Bush arrived at the Sarasota Medical Examiner facility. Detective Keller reported the descendant's sister informed that the descendant was right-hand dominant. Detective Keller informed us the descendant was last known alive on September 13th. Why? I don't know. I couldn't tell you if my brother was righty or lefty. Gun was under a large tree with head and upper torso. Speculation beginning on the Wells birthday video? Why? They didn't make the video. So the sis saying he's right-handed? Yeah, I know, I got it, Allison. Sister saying right-handed, but you wouldn't do that. That doesn't make any sense. Here the Don Candace and Grandis let off 5 balloons for Summer's birthday, 1 for each year she lived. I watched it. I don't know. No, I see it. But I don't, hey, MZ, I don't know if you can really go by that, though. Like, I think my brother's right-handed. I think. Because I'm lefty. But I don't know. I'm glad, Glenda. Could mean something, could mean nothing. It's true. I'm pretty sure my brother's righty. Notification was a confirmation. Definitely a person. Yeah, they would use their dominant hand. I don't know. Thank you, Mike. I love Valentine's Day money. Lefties rule. Hell yeah. The pics I've seen, he looks right-handed dominant. Why, can you tell? I mean, like, I know what my kids are. I'm right-handed, but I use my left for a lot of things. My kids, 2 out of 3 of my kids are ambidextrous. Dayton and Phoenix are. Phoenix and Sage are. I'll make sure I didn't kick the dog. But I don't know. We are creative. This would be impossible. Nobody's going to do that. Would I use my right hand? Maybe. Maybe. I'm left-handed as fuck. I wouldn't use my right hand. My son is a lefty. I don't think my daughter knows if he's lefty or righty. Yeah. TikTok mirrors images, especially videos. That's true, too. Lefties are the only ones in their right mind. Damn right. That's really interesting, though. But that, to me, would have been noted clearer if they thought that it wasn't self-inflicted. A lot of lefties use our right hands too because the world... See, that's another thing. Righties usually aren't as creative, and he was pretty artistic. So, I don't know. Maybe he was ambidextrous. But they talk about his arm, too, his left arm. Yeah, I wonder why it was confirmed by the sister and not by the parents. That was a month ago. It made me see the red flags. That when others wouldn't agree, she would block them. But you can't compare gaps to... Yeah, that was ridiculous, Valentina. I saw that. That was absolutely ridiculous. Am I writing extremely creative? I didn't say all. I'm just saying in general. Lefties are generally more creative. The artistic type, writers, creative types are generally more lefties than righties. Righties tend to be more astronauts, brain surgeons, doctors. They're more, what's the word I'm looking for? Educational? It was a better report they thought, just my thoughts. You seen the attention the others were getting and took her happy ass to the Laundries. Oh. Yeah, math. Writers are more math and science. Academic. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. I'm a right dominant. But I'm a hairstylist, so I should say when I'm being a hairstylist, I am both. Yeah, but think of it. If you were to use a gun on your own head, what hand are you going to use to do it with? One thing you're not going to do, you're not going to go like this. Unless the only way you would go like this is if you don't really want to die and you're hoping that you don't die. That's the only thing I could say. You're welcome, Hash Brown. But that's the only way that I would see that. And that you would be able to see which way the gun went in. There's a higher, much higher percentage of right-handed people. But they said it went straight in. But I tell you, if you ever want to kill someone and you want to make it look like a suicide, tell them to use the other arm, because you can't get that straight on unless you have super ass long arms. So if you do it like this, it's always going to be on an angle. Good way to kill someone. You heard it here first. Don't go murder anyone. I'm not telling you how to kill someone. But think about it, though. If you do it this way, it's straight on. That's what makes them believe it's suicide, because you hit it straight on. But if you do it like this, it's going to be on an angle. They may not think that it's on an angle. They wouldn't automatically assume it. Think about that. Because your arm just can't go all the way around. You can't get it straight unless you hold your arm. Think about that, though. It's like, seriously. Let me take a look. Hold on. I don't know anything about guns, so I don't know what they look like or what they don't. Hey, Labs. Happy Valentine's Day. Hold on. Does a 357 special. All right, your standard handgun. The Smith & Wesson Model 28 or something. What did they say? It was a Win something? Shoot from behind them to get the right angle. But I'm saying you don't have to. You just have to use the other hand. Then it looks like somebody was shooting this way. Didn't they say a 38? Here we go, Wendiger. Oh, that's tiny. Hold on. That's the gun. A small, tiny little handgun. Some of his teeth were missing. That probably happened when he blew out his head, or he had missing teeth to begin with. I have some missing teeth. All my back teeth are gone. Might be small, but it got the job done. It did. That is a small gun, though. He had 2 live rounds in it. Yeah, Windicator. $275. Nope. German made. Marked on the right side of the frame with Cocoa, Florida, made in Germany. Interesting. Oh, it was sold in 2017. Read owner's manual for using. Blah, blah, blah. This modern firearm features FFL transfer and NICS background check. All right. There you go. This is how bad I am at guns. I always thought that a 357 Magnum and a 38 revolver were 2 different guns. That's how little I know about guns. I literally thought they were 2 different guns. What do I know? Um, both large, but it's the same gun. See, this I don't understand either. It took till October 26th before they contacted Roberta and Chris Laundrie, explained the 12th medical examiner's involvement. Mr. Laundrie to contact the police department and the FBI for further information in regards to the autopsy results and additional investigative information. They informed him that their son was very healthy, had no medical history, didn't take any medication, and had no known primary physician. They didn't want to provide any information about social history. It's so weird. We never found out what the note entails. It's crazy. Where am I? All right, 357 and 38 are the bullet size. A 357 Magnum can shoot a 38. Thank you. That makes sense. They don't, Sleeping Beauty, but most teachers do. Because you have to learn some sort of cursive. How are you going to ever sign your name? Okay, so thank you for explaining that, St. Elmo's Fire. A 357 is the actual... I'm sorry, 357 and 38 are the bullet size. A 357 Magnum can shot a 38 bullet. All right. Teeth can be genetics. Main scene also contained personal effects that included a pair of green shorts. All right. Main scene contained personal effects that included a pair of green shorts, a green belt, 2 slip-on shoes, a backpack, a white metal ring, and an unknown type of hair gun. There was no bottle. I didn't see any deletes, Chris. There was no water bottle. So it was a scam. Secondary scene contains skeletal animal remains, a handwritten half note, and a hat with the logo Moab Coffee Roasters. I don't know jack about it. You don't know jack about what? Son is 24, and I taught him some cursive. They didn't. Yeah, all my kids know how to do their signature, though. Some teachers taught them. I taught them. What? Yeah, Chris, I can see you. Hey, Willow. Having worked in banking, you'd be shocked how many people print their names on paychecks. Yeah, don't you have to, like, use it to sign a check? Can you go down page 2 of 6? That would be up. Here's 2. What specifically am I looking for? Was that the cafe opposite the Moonflowers? I don't know. Hey, Christina. This is page 2. Page 6. The end of page. There is no. It's page. It's not 6 pages. 47. Oh, I see what you're saying. Look at the bottom. All right. 1 of 4. This is 1 of 5. 1 of 4. 1 of 6. This is 2 of 6. Skeletal inventory. Bullhorn Strangle planted the water bottle. Where no, this is just his skeletal inventory. It doesn't say anything with him. This is only a skeletal. Yeah, there's no water bottle listed anywhere. But this isn't going to show anything. This is just his skeletal remains. What you're talking about is what I just went through. That's from the detective of what they actually found. Because I looked at that too. Alright, there's skeletal. Scene investigation. Okay. Yeah, this I've gone through a couple times, but I have no problem doing it again. We transfer park entrance. Okay, here they're talking about the bones. All right. Within the main scene area, several personal effects are pointing out, including a pair of green shorts and a leaf debris approximately 20 feet south from the cranial fragments previously described. 2 slip-on shoes approximately 10 feet apart, a white metal ring, and a short barrel revolver handgun with extensive rust are noted on the ground near the previously described cranial fragments. Within 10 or 20 feet west of the larger cranial fragments is a green backpack with associated gear, including a tent and flares. The tent was still in the backpack and was not set up. Approximately 250 feet east in what initially designated the secondary scene area, multiple animal bones are identified. A piece of paper and a red hat with a logo, Moab Coffee Roasters, are noted in a grassy area. We are informed that an apparent dry bag was located in another area approximately 250 feet southwest of the main area, which contained a journal along with a wooden box that contained a small notebook and photographs. Some of the photos included Brian Laundrie. Gun was heavily rusted, which means it was underwater. Prior to leaving the scene, arrangements were made, blah, blah, blah. All right. Then everything was divided into 3 zones. The zone 1 contained the remains, including the upper torso, right upper, and both lower extremities and head. Zone 2 contained remains, including several lower vertebrae. Zone 3 had left upper extremity bones. A systematic research of all zones is conducted for additional human remains in the north area of Zone 1, near the base of a large tree and the dry east-west oriented creek bed near where the majority of bones were found, including the craniofacial bones, the handgun, and the white metal ring. I don't know what the white metal ring is. A surface dig is done by the ME, forensic, anthropologist, evidence response team, members and myself. Each zone is excavated to approximately 6 centimeters deep using trowels and shovels. All of the leaf debris and excavated dirt were placed into 5-gallon plastic buckets and then sifted through 1/4-inch screens onto a large blue tarpaulin, which was set up nearby. Process led to finding 9 additional cranial fragments, 2 upper central incisors, and 1 hand phalanx, all from Zone 1. These are added to the remains collected and logged in. At approximately, members of the FBI response team discovered a projectile with her metal detector approximately 50 to 60 feet south where the skull fragments and handgun were initially located. This was in approximately 6 inches of dirt. The scene is consistent with skeletal remains of a single individual that appear consistent with a moderately young male. Cranial fragmentation and presence of a handgun are consistent with a gunshot injury to the head. Full osteologic examination and cranial reconstruction will be performed to identify potential specific gunshot evidence. All non-human remains evidence is collected by the FBI for further workup evaluation. Overall documented geographic evidence with point location diagrams reports are to be completed by the FBI. I cleared the scene at 17:45 from the park entrance. I don't know. I don't know what they mean by projectile. I don't know if it was another part of his head, the bullet, shell. I don't know. I hear projectile. I think projectile vomiting. Nobody knows what's in the note. A happy Valentine's Day, Joan. Projectile is a bullet. Thank you. So yeah, they found a bullet or a bullet fragment. Or a bullet shell, something. But they discovered a projectile about 50, 60 feet south of the area where the skull fragments and handgun were initially located. What are flares? Flares are, you ever see like Fantasy Island or an island where somebody needs help, or a flare is like you pull off the top and it gives a big like spark, like a flame. That's what a flare. I don't know how to explain it right. Looks like same as a gun is holding in that photo online. Oh, I believe they brought a gun. I never thought they traveled without a gun. Just don't know why the cops didn't ask them if they had a gun. You can have a flare gun or you can have a flare. A flare gun is what was pointed at Heels on the Ground from Don Wells. But a flare, you just take it off and it makes a flame. You like not a real flame. I don't know how to explain it. Let me show you. It's easier. That's a flare. Emergency distress signals. Like that. Why did he take the flare? I don't know. Maybe he had to put on a good show that, and that's a flare gun. Maybe he had to put on a good show that he was doing the right thing and that he really was going camping, so he took some stuff. Maybe, I don't know. He may have pre-packed camping. Exactly. Printable 3D flare gun. That's funny. It just sends up like an SOS signal. Like that. Gun launches same said item into air for better visibility. Yeah, he may have had it packed already. That's definitely a strong possibility. They're flares. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. If someone thinks of a flare, I think of the ones that you pop off and it's just sparks. That's what I was thinking. That's why I said, well, there's flare guns too. So, like, if you're stuck on an island and you hit a flare gun, boom. Or if you have a flat tire in the middle of the night, you pull a flare out and it lets people know. And it burns for a while, yeah. It lets people know you need help. Most commonly found on boats for marine emergence. Or people trapped on an island. But they always say to keep a flare in your car. Which, of course, I don't. My foot's falling asleep. All right, it's 2 o'clock. I got to get going. I did not expect to be live for the last couple of hours. I figured I would do like a half-hour live and just say hi because I haven't been around. So I'm way behind, and I'm probably going to take Phoenix to the doctor. So I'm going to be even more behind. Yeah, my foot just fell asleep. Yeah, if you're stuck on an island, you need a flare. But they do. They always say you should keep a flare gun in your car just in case something happens in the middle of the night. Thank you, Amzy. Flares are good to have in caves underwater. Exactly. So here is, if anybody wants to read it, I don't know if it'll work because I have it downloaded to my account, but you can try. See if that link works. If you can pull it up. Have fun with the in-laws, I know. It's a good tip. And yeah, they say keep a flare in your car. Nope, what? Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine anything, but it's not something I want to, it's not something I want to mess around with. Like, he said he completely passed out. But, I mean, I know you get up too fast, you can get dizzy. But you can't click it. I'm sorry. You're welcome. I'm glad I didn't bore you guys too much. So, all right. I am out. I got to get something to eat. Got to get ready. And I got to put tons of laundry away. Fun. Just to tell you guys how busy I've been, I still have my Christmas tree up. I told the kids it needs to come down. We're already in February. But yeah, my Christmas tree is still sitting in the living room. That is how busy I've been and just no time for it. So I said we got to get that down. Passing out can be serious. I agree. So I'll let you guys know. I don't think we'll get any blood work back today, but I'll definitely let you guys know if it's anything obvious, like maybe he's anemic, maybe something. But yeah, that's just not normal. So, because I hate reading to you guys. I'm like, I hate reading. And I know some people can read with personality. I feel like I don't read a personality. So, with that, I got tons of shit to do. And I got to get to the post office and mail out some gifts. I'm waiting on a bunch of scents. Let me tell you guys the new scents that I ordered. And this is, I'm doing the blowout on some others. Hold on. Let me pull this up. All right. Trying to think where I ordered from. I always forget. All right. We ordered, oh, there we go. We ordered raspberry sangria, key lime, cherry lemonade twist, honeydew and coconut cream, orange cranberry spice, frosted sugar plum, more tobacco and bay leaf, peach nectar, fresh cut grass, grapefruit and mint, lemon sugar cake, lilac, more winter candy apple, because a lot of people have been asking me for it. So that's scents that we got coming in. Yes, Monica. And then on, what's the other company I ordered from? Oh my God. Oh. And then I also ordered baby powder that people keep asking me for. Day at the Spa, candied apple, pineapple sage, pomegranate, more gardenia because I was out, watermelon that people have asked me for, calla lily, citron and mandarin, citrus, and caramel popcorn. Because I know you guys asked me for some of those scents, so I ordered them. So there's that. Lilac was my color on color code for years. Yeah, a lot of people liked it. I'm glad, Joan. Monica, is there a problem with it? But yeah, you can email me. You still have yours up too? All right, then I don't feel so bad. Do you have a clean linen scent? Yeah, I have fresh linen. My favorite manly scent is either black ice, or I like, Perfect Man isn't so bad. Bergamot and ambergris, or bergamot and sandalwood, another guy scent that I like. I have a lot of them I like. But yeah, I have fresh linen. I have clean cotton and fresh linen. Monica, email me at Laura at intrepidcandleco.com. Or you can even go on the website. If you want to get me even faster, you can go on the website and go on the website and message me. You can just message me. Grapefruit and mint cherry lemonade sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm going to try mixing. I did a mix the other day that came out really good. I mixed bamboo, grapefruit, coconut, and mango. It actually came out pretty good. I have leather. My favorite candle scent, spice cranberry, bergamot and ambergris, bergamot and sandalwood. I don't know. I have a lot of them. So, but yeah, those scents are coming in. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Okay. So that's that. All right. I got to get going. Monica, hit me up. Just go to the website and message me. I'll be in front of my computer for about 5 more minutes. So hit me up there, and I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. And again, I'll let you guys know what's up with Phoenix as soon as I know. All right. I will see you guys later. Peace.